But here's the interesting thing. Mr. Nikola Jokic, who everyone claims doesn't care about the MVP race, doesn't care about his stats, doesn't care about triple doubles. I mean, he puts on a good front in the interview when you ask him about triple doubles and all this stuff, and he says, "I don't care. I just want to win." Like you saying all the good things. Like this is the stuff you're supposed to say. We know you're supposed to say this. You know you. No one's going to go out there on the podium and say, "Yeah, I want this triple double." Nobody in their right mind is going to do that, right? So anybody who's trying to tell me that this man don't care about a triple double just because he said he don't, think again. So you got a game. It's the game before the last game of the season, before you go in the playoffs. Everyone knows that you want your team clicking and firing on all cylinders going into the playoffs. You want to go into the playoffs on a good high, right? You don't want to limp into the playoffs injured. You don't want to go in there not playing your best basketball. So a win, they might not need it. They still gonna be a number one seed, but you want this win. If you're gonna play all my starters, at least let's go out here and win this ball game against freaking Utah, who's not in the playoffs. They go out there, they get down 19 early, and I just happened to look at the stat sheet and notice that the best player on the team, while they're losing and down 19 points, only took 5 shots the entire game. He only took 5 shots the entire game. Let me double check to see if he even, because it was like still like maybe a minute left when I looked at it. Let's see if he took more than 5 shots. No, he was 2 for 5, 6 points. Imagine that. Imagine an MVP candidate who's supposed that everybody says the best post player in the league, the best center in the league, an MVP candidate for this year. He already won 2 straight MVPs the last 2 seasons and was on his way to a third one before people started really looking into his stat pattern, right? And I always told people he's stat padding. Everybody was like, "Nah, he don't like taking shots." I'm like, "No, it's not. He's stat. You can stat pad more than just points, right?" Like I said, he's going to get his points because he's the go-to scorer. He's the primary scorer. He's going to get 10 points a game. That's easy. The rebounds, he's 7 foot. The rebounds go fall in his hand. He's down there. He can get 10 rebounds a game. But it's the assists that he needs to pad. It was different for Westbrook. Westbrook needed to pad the rebounds. But playing point guard and playing the primary scorer role for your team already pencils you in for at least 10 plus points or 10 plus assists when you play the point guard and the primary scorer. What Russ had to do was pad his rebounds. Same with Luka. Luka is going to get the points and the assists because he's the point guard and the primary scorer. But what he needs to do is rove on defense, not guard anybody so he can track down rebounds. That's what Russ was doing. He was tracking down the rebounds. He was padding the rebounds. So when you say stat padding, people automatically start thinking about shots. And it's not like that. And for Jokic, the rebounds are natural, the points are natural. But what's not natural, what's not organic is his assists. He has to hunt down assists. He has to pass up shots for passes in hopes of getting an assist. So the interesting thing about this game, well, you got 2 games left and he's averaging 9.8 rebounds, 9.8 assists a game. Do you think he know how many assists he need this game and next game to try to get the average of 10 so he can average a triple-double, which would make history, right? Only person who's ever averaged a triple-double was Oscar, did it once. Westbrook did it 4 times. Jokic would be on the only 3rd player in NBA history to ever average a triple-double. He was kind of close last year when he had about 8 assists he was averaging the game, maybe 7.5 or something like that. So now he's taking less shots this year so he can get more assists. He wants that triple-double. He, in a game that wasn't a must-win for his team, but as far as, was it virtually a must-win? Yeah, because you want to be playing your best basketball going into the playoffs. You don't want to put anything mental in your head like we in a funk or anything like that. But he went out in a game that was down by 19 points. You would think that your best player and the person that you go to for points would be like, oh, we're down 19. I'm about to go in. Right? That was Jordan time and Kobe time. Like, yeah, it was almost a deal they had with Phil Jackson. Now, I run that triangle offense, but if we start losing, it ain't working, or these dudes ain't doing what they supposed to do, I'm going into MJ mode. I'm going into Kobe mode. I'm going to go get these points. Right? That's what you want your best player to do. But in the game they really needed. Now, imagine this happening in the playoffs, a game they really needed, and they really look into their number one scorer and their number one player, the guy who's the two-time MVP, who's getting all the money and all the accolades and all the praises. Hey, dig us out of this hole. And instead of going to go get more points and more shots, he's chasing down assists. He got 10 assists, but he probably needed about 15 to bring that average back up. The average is at 9.9 now. Right? So whether he plays next game or not, he probably need another game with 12, 13 assists next game if he really want to get that average. But he might hit, I mean, it's the last game of the season. You don't want nobody to get hurt. Mike Malone might not even play his starters next game. But if they do play Jokic and they play him for 4 quarters, I'm telling you, that is a telltale sign that they after that triple-double. They want that history. They want that record. They want to be the third person to ever do it, the first center to ever do it. They want it. I'm telling you, there's no way your best player is supposed to take 5 shots in a game that you're down by 19. And then the only thing you can do to help your team is say, let me get more passes out there. It was obvious. It was obvious this man was after that triple-double. Very obvious. But I mean, y'all can cap for him all you want to and protect him and say he don't care about it and all that stuff, man. That